right. We are joined by Ackerman's mayoral candidate, Miss Lauren Carson. Miss Carson, how are you doing tonight?
I think I'm muted.
I got you.
Find
Can
it.
you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
I got you.
Okay, thanks. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I was when I first learned that, and I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, that Ackerman has a woman that's running for mayor. I said, hmm, this is the first time this has ever happened.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get her on the show. We got to talk. We got to talk.
Yeah, yeah.
We got to
And
talk.
yeah, as far as I know, it is the first time that a woman has run for mayor. And I do want your votes, but I want them because I'm the best candidate, not just because I'm a woman,
Right, right,
but because I've got the plan and I've got the motivation and throughput to get this going and get
right,
things fixed up.
right. I understand. I understand. So it's a good thing we're doing this because this is Women's History Month. And I want to start off with well, we're going to go into your plans later on, but I I want you to tell the people how important it is to vote not only on the state level and the federal level,
Hmm.
but on the local level
Hmm.
because a lot of people are getting this twisted.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you can vote on the federal level
Hmm.
and the state level, but it's your local level
Hmm.
elections that's going to count.
Yes, it is very important to vote on the local level because your vote strongly matters on that level. There's so few people here and it's such a small town. Every vote counts and it's not like the federal, when we're voting for president and you pretty much know which way it's going to go depending on the state. On the local level, it is very, very dependent on each and every vote. So absolutely get out there and vote because it's crucial.
Right. There's a guy I watch every morning. It's about Roland Martin Unfiltered on YouTube, and he has always stressed not only to vote on the federal and state level, the local level is where
Mhm.
it matters because that's where it really plays a part in,
Right,
you
right.
know,
And makes it like these decisions and what we do in our towns, that's going to make the biggest impact on your daily life, on what goes on in your community. So definitely vote on that stuff.
right, right. So let's start off with your plans. I know the title of it, I couldn't get much of it online like I wanted to, but you're striving for a better community, which I
Yeah.
don't blame you on that. Uh, which I'm an Ackerman native. I live in Arkansas now. Um, so you're striving for a better community, and I
Yes.
see he's investing in infrastructure, which that is very important.
Right. Right.
Very important because living in Ackerman, and I don't know if you're familiar with that area between Robert Hollingsworth Building and the post office, that parking lot there.
Hmm. Uh-huh.
Oh gosh, I don't know if that parking lot has been repaid or not, but I can remember going in that parking lot, making a U-turn. I would never park over there because, for one, it had all those potholes and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's and that's it. That there's a lot of roads that need to be repaved. The plumbing and sewer systems really need some pretty big renovations. Our ditches need a lot of attention. We need something completely done to those, and it's going to take a plan, and we're going to have to do them in a certain order, because we don't want to do roads first and then try to address plumbing because then you're going to have to tear up the road. So we've got to make a plan. We've got to find the budget and the money for it, and that's where I really want to take a look at what kind of grants are out there because we may or I haven't seen our budget yet. I don't know. We may or may not have the money to do all of these in a timely manner. And in order to get it all done, we may need to look for some grant money. And I think we have underutilized grants severely. And so that's one of my biggest things. I'm going to be looking for any and every grant that we can get and get as much of this stuff done. And that's why I wanted to list that first. That's the core. We need our infrastructure fixed, renovated, put back together, and then we need to start getting the community back together, doing more community events, things that bring us together, things that allow people to sell their products. Farmers markets. I know that I've heard a lot about this street dance that they used to have.
Oh
Did you?
man, you know
And
what?
it sounds wonderful. I would love to get that back.
It used to be like either the Friday before football season begins.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah,
It was always the street dance, then the festival on Saturday,
right.
and I mean, and I don't understand because over the years they have changed the name of it, and they have changed the time. Like it used to be like in August, but
Yeah.
then it moved to like May, then it moved to
Mhm.
June, and then all of a sudden after June,
It just quit. Yeah,
it just
yeah.
quit.
I've never been to it. I don't know, but I've heard it was great. I think we could make it that great, maybe even better. We have vendors, people come in selling stuff. We can have food trucks, things like that. Have a live band. Um, I think it would really help to bring the community together, and we need more things like that. So I would love to get stuff like that back and add even more to it.
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely. I know here, but you kind of talked about it some about the ditches, improved
Hmm.
drainage, and reduced flooding during storms, doing strategic
Hmm.
improvements. I wasn't at home, but I remember there was some severe flooding
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
came through the city of Ackerman,
Yeah.
and that was my first time even seeing something like that.
Right.
Uh, which my mom, she lives in Ackerman, and I
Hmm.
asked her, I said, "Well, how's the flooding?" She said, "The flooding is bad down here."
Hmm.
And I was scrolling on Facebook, and I was seeing people posting videos of how that water was just coming through the town of Ackerman. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
this,
And I think, there's to an extent, there are always going to be natural disasters that are just beyond anything. But I think a lot of that could have been prevented with better drainage. Our ditches and things needed some upkeep that they just really hadn't gotten. And I think we need major improvements to it, not just upkeep. I think we need to do some serious renovating there with it. So that just needs to be addressed so we can avoid that in the future. I don't think it should have gotten that bad.
right,
I know there was a lot of upset people. So we just really need to look at all these things and get them fixed.
right.
Stop putting band-aids on it. We don't need any more band-aids. We need to just fix it right.
I understand. Here in Jonesboro, certain areas throughout the city suffer flooding. As a matter of fact, we had an incident. This was back in 2016, I believe, where a child, for some reason, decided that he wanted to just play around in like a little flooded area, and somehow he fell in a hole. I mean, a water hole, and he went down through the drainage, whatever, however, wherever he went to.
Oh my goodness.
Luckily, they rescued him. Um,
Yeah.
because I mean it was bad.
Yeah.
The flooding situation throughout the city is bad, and I agree with you. We do need to fix those drainage issues just to
Right.
reduce the flooding and everything,
Right.
and of
And
course,
yeah, and protect our properties, whether it's a
yeah,
house or a business. I think some businesses had flooding inside the businesses. So,
yeah,
we need to protect our properties and our investments here. So, That's something that really needs to be addressed.
Right, right. Um, so the beautification and community involvement. Now, this is what I like right here.
Hmm.
I love this. Uh, Revitalizing public parks, downtown neighborhood improvements.
Did you have another slide? I think Matt, you were looking at the other one. I didn't know if maybe you wanted to show it.
Yeah,
Yeah, there we go.
it's right there. Um, Supporting farmers markets and local businesses,
Yeah.
expanding youth and senior programs. And this is when I looked at this, I'm like, okay, I can get down with this right here because this is something that's much needed.
Yes, very
Um,
much. We're we're pretty limited on playgrounds and parks now, and we've got some other things that are being built and still have a long ways to go. But it's reduced our um, playground and park area, and we really need a new big playground. We need a new park. So we need to figure something out. Um, and we have so many people in town in the summertime that sell produce and stuff. And that would be great if we could just get it together and make it just a big farmer's market. I think people would be more likely to come to it. It gets the community together. We can have other vendors there and just make it more of an attraction that would bring other people from other towns in, and that brings revenue in. When we've got people coming to visit our town, they're coming to buy stuff, coming to eat, so anything we can do to bring other people in is going to increase our tax revenue. It's going to help. It's going to bring attention to our area.
right, right. And when you was talking about was down here like a mural, I've
Yeah.
always wanted to see Ackerman because we
Hmm.
have a mural down there in town, I believe. I think we do.
Do we? I don't.
I'm
Maybe.
not
I
sure.
don't. I don't. Not that I can. Well, not that I can think of.
Right.
But we do have a lot of old buildings that maybe something can be done somewhere, and a lot of neighboring towns have done some really nice murals. Even Sturgis has done some really cute stuff on in their small, tiny little town that we could utilize those ideas and do that here. And I think there's things that we could do to really spruce up our main street
Mhm.
and get things much more attractive.
Right. One thing I've always, because we used to do it years ago, um, with the Christmas parades. It used
Mhm.
to be the Choctaw County Christmas parade,
Uh-huh.
and it was all combined, like Ware, French Cameron, Ackerman, all meeting in Ackerman, and it was like one big parade. And I remember the year when I was in Ackerman, um, and I was in the band as well.
Mhm.
We had, gosh, I want to say it was like 110, maybe 115 entries.
Okay.
Um, Six bands, which including junior high, high school,
Mhm.
and beginner bands. Then Holmes Community College, Ethel High School, Uport High School. I didn't do that. You didn't see that. But we've have always had those big parades when we were together. Now it's like everybody's like, separated.
Mhm.
We're doing their own thing. I think French Camp doing like I think a Christmas extravaganza or something, and then we're still continuing the tradition of our Christmas parades.
Mhm.
Um, when you said make it bigger, that's one thing I wish they would like, kind of
Yeah.
everybody get the all churches, all businesses just come
Yeah.
together and make it something, what it is.
Well, and I think everything that we do that starts to improve our town, it's going to attract more businesses in town, more
Mhm.
organizations in town to want to be in stuff like that. So even if it is just our Ackerman, the more we start to build things up, the bigger things we'll get. Like the parade or stuff. Then there would be more going on just in general.
Exactly, exactly. with the Choctaw County Chargers winning the first state championship,
Yeah.
I know that's gonna because you know when you have a history,
Mm-hmm.
two football teams coming together to make history for the first
Mm-hmm.
time and winning the state championship. Hey, and
Mm-hmm.
that right there brought a lot of togetherness between both towns. We're
Yeah.
in Ackerman.
Yeah.
Uh, and I shout out to Dylan Mitchell and the Choctaw County football team for claiming that state championship.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so the downtown. Well, first of all, the public parks. I don't know if it was true. This is what I heard, but is there a project um, coming along? Something about a new park in Ackerman?
Are we that not that I know of as far as just a park. Are we talking about baseball fields maybe?
Baseball, yeah, baseball field.
Okay, yeah, they are working on that. That's something that needs to be looked into. It's not done. There may be some issues with that. I don't want to go too it. It I don't want to go too in depth with that. So
I,
because I
I,
really don't know.
I
I think
understand.
that's something that has to be looked at, and the budget and what is left to do, and if we have, what money we have to do it with. So um, it's not done. Um, but that's we have lost some park area that we did have before.
Right,
So and even with that, I really feel like we need something new and more modernized. We need something really nice. We've got a lot of kids here, and we need good playgrounds, good areas for families to go. So we've got to find somewhere to put that and make something really, really great for Ackerman.
right, right. Expanding the youth and senior programs.
Yeah, that's really just the same idea as everything else, having more events, and make sure that those events cater to all ages. So, that we've got things, whether it's a street dance that could be for all ages, or, maybe we have some sort of bingo night. I don't, just we need to think and we need to, work together, brainstorm. What can we do that people in the community want to do, that helps bring us together, helps build morale, helps people be excited about their town. The more happy and excited that everybody is about their town, the more we all want to work together to build it up. And that's where we really grow. It's this trickle down effect of we're working on the town, then people start working on their houses. The more we do, the more everybody's going to come together and want to work on things, and it builds up the whole town.
Exactly. And it's funny you mentioned that because I remember, you know, there were there were some people back in the day. I was like a little boy then, and they had their own dojo
Hmm.
for young people. It was mostly African American kids and white kids,
Yeah, yeah.
and the guy he's living in Philadelphia now. He was the instructor, and he would come by their houses, pick them up, put them on the truck, and they'll head on to the dojo, whatever. And there was a lot, and I understand the football Pee Wee League is still going on,
Hmm.
and summer baseball. It's just a lot of things. But like
Yeah,
you said, it could be more.
right.
It
And
could be more.
dojo, that's karate, right?
Right.
Okay. And it's funny that you should mention that because that's one thing that my daughter has been asking about. She's 5 and she wants to take karate. And I'm like, is there anywhere around here? And I think one of the closest places was Kosciuszko that was a pretty good karate. And it's just a little far for us, So I think again, it's the more we can bring here, the more people are going to want to open businesses and want to start things here because there's more attraction to the area. There's more people here. So, um, things like that. We want to bring in more businesses and things that our community needs.
Okay, okay. Well, hey, you started off with a great plan. I think it's gonna work. That's just me. I think it's gonna work.
We're gonna find a way to make it work.
Right, right. And folks, let me tell y'all something. Don't complain. She has 4 years. She can't do everything in 1 year. She needs 4 years.
Well, you're never going to make everybody happy. It's going to be my goal to listen to everybody, and that's part of it. We really need a little more transparency. Let people know what's going on. I think currently we don't really let people know all the decisions and things that are being decided on. And I want to have a Facebook page for the town and keep people updated on what's going on, decisions being made. And listen to the people. We really need to be listening to what the town wants, because that's our job. This position, all of these positions are servant positions. We are here to serve. We're not here to lord over and say, this is what we're doing. We're here to listen and be the voice for the people. And that is what I want to do. And I want to hear what people want. And while you can't have too many cooks in the kitchen, because you eventually got to make a decision about something, I want to hear people, but I'm never going to make every single person happy, because that's just life, but I'm going to do my best to keep the majority happy with what we're doing.
Right. And hey, it's like this. Like I said before, just be you.
Yeah.
Be you and do you. Well, City of Ackerman, I'm going to post this right now. Your vote matters. Ackerman mayor's race, 2025, Tuesday, June 3rd. And I believe the polls open at 7 and closes at 7 p.m. So get down there and make your vote count.
Brother Sean,
I got you. I got you.
This all new to me, man.
I understand.
Appreciate you.
Oh, okay, so Saturday. First of all, because I'm a member of the Men's Accountability Group.
Yes, sir.
Tell the viewers, in the pastor's perspective, what the Men's Accountability Group is all about. What do we do? What all do we do? And why do we, do the things that we do?
Well, it's something that God spoke to my apostle, our mentor, and our overseer, Apostle Donnie Tucker, how we men come together, just be transparent, encourage one another, lifting one another up, just a place, a safe haven place for men where we could discuss our issues and strengthen one another, and just try to be the beacon of light in our communities. As leaders of our home and as leaders in the community, we need to be Christ-like. And I'm so grateful for that, for our classes, is because, like I said, we just come and be transparent, put everything out on the table. A lot of times us men, including myself in the past, when we, the old saying, when you learn better, you do better, pride has a tendency to lurk its way in, and we want to stay away from that. So, we stay humble, transparent, be open, and we grow. The theme is the plan is to grow together, And not only that, but we just believe that we're in a day and time now where we need to take the church to the community, take the church outside of the walls.
Right.
So, this Saturday here, we want to feed our men. We want to uplift our men. We want to encourage our men, pray for them, And we also have a few of them that's coming that, with testimonies, how God had delivered one from drugs, saved him, delivered him. He's working hard, strong, awesome man of God. But, those testimonies. And I think we need more assignments like this in the body of Christ,
Right. And I agree with you. I was a part some years back when I was in Mississippi. I was a part of, it wasn't really an organization. Well, it was a youth organization I was a part of, and the church where I was a member of, we did like prayer breakfasts and stuff.
Okay.
But we never did do like a community-wide
Right.
prayer breakfast because, a lot of folks don't like getting up early in the morning, like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning and
Yes.
stuff. So, but this what's happening on Saturday. This is a great thing, and to get all the men together and, like you said, to share testimony about their life, kind of open up,
Right. Absolutely.
and everything, and it's good that we're. Something like this has always been needed, especially here in the city of Jonesboro.
Mm-hmm.
We got men that I have encountered, since I've been living here, who says that they don't have a church home because they feel as if, their lifestyle is keeping them from coming to the church. And I had mentioned to one of them, I said, well, you shouldn't let your lifestyle stop you from coming into the church, because
Right.
the church is actually a spiritual hospital,
Mm-hmm.
For you to come, get the word, at least get the word,
Mm-hmm.
and apply it to your everyday living.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's amazing the
Right.
people I have encountered. I have really encountered. And even me, back when I was like a teenager, I wasn't even thinking about church. I was. I'm just gonna put
Me,
it to you.
me neither. Me
I
neither.
was. I was too busy thinking about them girls, and
Me too.
even and
We didn't
even
know better at the time. We didn't know.
right. And even in the church, I was like, whenever I did go visit church, but it was this one Sunday because my dad was a gospel quartet singer.
Okay.
And as I started following him on Saturday nights and then Sunday afternoons, I said, okay, you know what? I'm kind of digging this church thing. And this was like at the age of 15. Here I am, 43 years old, and I'm still in the church.
Right.
I still go to church.
Praise God.
So it's like we need men need each other to help build each other up. We
And
need
something, that's so right, Brother Sean. I share this with you, and I've shared this in the classes. Like me and my wife. I love my wife, Felicia Kirksey. I love her. She's a female.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a man.
Right.
If I can talk to her about men issues,
Mm-hmm.
she can listen. She can be a good listener, but she can't relate because she's not a man.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with her. She can talk to me about women issues. I can be a good listener, supportive, confident, but I can't relate because I'm not a female. And that's what makes it, you hear men say, my wife is my best friend. I understand that. No
Right.
issue. I understand that. But, I just believe that, you need, you don't have to have many, but a male friend or especially a brother in the Lord or whatever to talk to about men issues. Yeah, it's okay to talk to your wife about uh, your men issues, male issues, your issues, but she can't really relate. You know what I mean? And with us as men, when I talk to somebody when we talking to the class about male issues, I might be struggling in this area. Then I hear you, testify how you overcame, how the Lord brought you through. Now that helps me. Now iron, like the Bible said, iron sharpens iron. We can
Right.
encourage one another. We can learn from one another. We can grow from one another. Then we go back and be better husbands,
Exactly.
better leaders, pastors,
Exactly.
whatever the case may be, and you come in.
Exactly. And viewers, and let me say this right here too, to add to what he's saying. Just because we are men, we are not always strong.
Absolutely.
We are we
I agree
we
with
are,
that. I agree
we
with
are
that.
not always strong because
Yeah, I agree with that.
we have days where we just don't want to open up. We have days where we hurt.
Mm-hmm.
We have days where we
I'm so glad you said that.
it's I mean, we have those days. We
Yeah.
have those days. And I don't understand some men, they're like, macho, this and that. And look, I'm just gonna be the one to admit I do have a soft spot when it comes down to certain things.
Right.
If I see someone that's out in the streets being mistreated and they can't fend for themselves, then that bothers me.
Absolutely.
Or, if I'm seeing my brother in Christ up here, you know, having issues and I I can't help them. I can only give them a word, but physically I can't help them. That will bother me.
Mm-hmm.
So we hurt too.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you said that because, you know, me and my wife been married 28 years. And, and I had to, before I got saved, the streets taught us, well, thought they taught us how to
Mm-hmm.
be a man, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you and anybody else on this line as a man heard this saying that real men don't cry.
Hmm.
One of the biggest lies was ever told. You know,
Hmm.
the Bible said Jesus wept. He cried. You know, uh, the thing about, we as men, we have to be compassionate. You know,
Right.
we have to be compassionate. You know what I mean? We have to be compassionate with our families, with our children, with the church, and we have emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one time, and I'm a very transparent person because I believe transparency reaches people, reaches the depth of people. And me and my wife do date night. And one time we was, we go out, talk about our issues and everything, whatever. And something had came up and whatever, and I said, that hurt me. We was talking about something. And I said, did you know? She said, no, I didn't know that. So I said, you didn't know that hurt me? She said, well, uh, sometimes you walk around like nothing bothers you. Like you got it all together. And
Mm-hmm.
that launched out at me. And she's true. I mean, that was right, And that's how we as men do. You know what I mean? It's amazing that, we should be growing every day, but we can go to church. We can go to church. We can go to work and put on these personas, you know what I mean? This this macho of a man or whatever, and then we
Mm-hmm.
come home and it's totally different, you know.
Right.
And God doesn't want that. He wants us to grow. He wants us to be, you know what I mean? And I heard one of my aunts say this one time, and she was joking with another one of them. I don't know if it was a family member or a friend of family. She said, "Girl, I love to see a man cry."
Mm-hmm.
And I heard her say that. But I asked myself, why is that? Because we as men, we have walked around with those personas like we can't cry, you know. And now what she's saying is when she sees somebody cry, yeah, she knows that man's compassion. She knows that man has a heart. You know what I mean? You can really turn people off with these macho, prideful attitudes. and especially as in the church, as the leaders, because you know you don't have it all together.
Mm-hmm.
And the congregation know you don't have it all together. So why put up this persona if you're not telling me the truth about this? What else are you lying to me about?
Exactly.
We just have to be authentic and real. I'm a work in progress every day. Growing, and that's how we are. We should be growing every day. And that's what I love about the men's accountability groups. We come in, as well as I do, because you're part of. We be transparent. You know what I mean? We have cried together. We grow together. We talk about our issues, but we want to broaden this out into the community. And we want to feed them. Hey, eggs is expensive, but the Lord has blessed us. We got some eggs. Eggs, bacon, pancakes, biscuit and gravy. We're going to eat spiritually as well as physically, and just encourage and love on our brothers. Amen.
Amen. Now, y'all heard that we got eggs now. So don't come up there talking about where the eggs at. We got eggs. I ain't going to tell you where we got the eggs from, but we got the eggs.
Right.
So, Jonesboro community and surrounding. Remember, the men's accountability breakfast. This is a community thing. This is going to be this Saturday at 10 a.m. I am going to post up the address right now. This is the address.
John, thank you.
Located New Covenant Christian Fellowship Church, 3915 East Nettleton Avenue, Jonesboro, Arkansas, 72401. Now, if you need, the directions, which you should already have the directions, but if you want any more information about it, just you can contact me and I can tell you all about it, because I will be there on Saturday eating my eggs.
And if I may say this, Brother Sean, we're next door to that barbershop on Nettleton. So
yes.
if you want to get your haircut, when you leave that barbershop, come right next door and dine with us, where we can love on you and encourage you and pray with you. Amen.
Yes. And that's Prunty's Barbershop.
Yes.
So like you said, just when you finish getting your hair cut, shoot on over there, get you a piece of sausage and a piece of pancake, but leave me some of them eggs.
Yeah.
Because I want some eggs.
It's a blessing to eat some eggs right now, Brother Sean.
It sure is. It sure is. Well, Pastor Kirksey, thank you so much for joining me tonight, talking to me tonight.
We're proud of you too. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank y'all so much.